Hey, not too bad. The first two, mwah. But then somebody's office phone rang. Not moi, somebody. Anyways, as promised, here we go with a new character. Yeah. Kathleen travels often for business. Everywhere she goes, she visits aquariums and zoos. Baby was brought back from one of those excursions, and at the time that we were trying to name her, I was reading a lot of I was reading Tikun, so here's an awkward title, but great writing. Preliminary Materials for a Theory of the Young Girl. Now, I love Tikun, probably one of the best post-situationalist groups writing. However, I would start with their book, Theory of Bloom, and I'll actually link, the Anarchist Library has a free copy. You can read it, EPUB, PDF, whatever strikes your fancy. Anarchist Library, perfect for this type of thing. The range of materials that they have there is truly astounding. They don't have preliminary materials for a theory of the young girl. I believe that's because Semiotext published it. However, I'll link to Dennis Cooper's blog where he has he calls them spotlights on different pieces of art, pieces of writing, what have you. But he had a really good one on this, and if you like Guy Debord and his Society of the Spectacle, that's it. How high do you think I am? If you like Society of the Spectacle, I would heavily recommend Tikun's writing. And also The Invisible Committee, just get Glenn Beck to go off the rails once again. How's that for a where are they now file type of thing? But yeah, so Baby is introduced. And also on the background tracks for this week's episode, I had a special collaborator, our houseplant, Leonora. And to do that, I used this, which is the MIDI sprout. And these are made by a collective, and I believe Philadelphia. I'll also put a link. The way they work is you attach these sensors, kind of like EKG sensors, to the leaves and vines of the flower or the plant. And then it goes into this it's a cardboard box, so it's totally recyclable, but inside is a tiny circuit board powered by some AA batteries, and it converts the galvanic responses of the plant into MIDI messages, notes, what have you. And I use those, screwed around with the modular setup, and on the second two tracks, I used Mutable Instruments yarns to explore Euclidean rhythms. And the whole thing about Euclidean rhythms and doing all of that with the modular, probably I should do a separate video just to cover that for the geeks who are only interested in the music. But we got Leonora from my friend Susan Albrecht, who was friends with Leonora Carrington at the end of her life. Susan has published a wonderful book. I'll also put that in the link below, and that's how we initially met. It was at a conference for NYU. I can't remember the title of it, but it was basically esotericism within modern arts and modern culture. And Susan gave a great presentation on the book. I pretty much ran up and mugged her with how much I loved her presentation, which led to, it's been a beautiful friendship. Anyway, she had one of Leonora Carrington's plants that she had brought back from Mexico City, and she gave us a cutting of that plant, and that's what I use for doing this soundtrack. So Susan, thank you so much. I mean, we've had Leonora now, I think, for 3 years at this point, and beautiful plant. I would show you, but she's back off behind the camera, so I'll take photos later, and that way you guys can see. And like I said, I'll probably do a separate video just on using the MIDI sprout and, how you hook that up. I have that going into yarns to the Euclidean rhythms. Total geek talk, I know it. Anyways, have a beautiful Halloween. I mean, I get so excited for the month of October. And if you haven't done it yet, check out Noise Extra. Every October, they do a wonderful job bringing on guests that are in line with what a great holiday Halloween is. So this last week, they did an interview with Mortis, which was Oh my God, so good. It was a wonderful interview. Anyways, yeah, they're killing it over at Noise Extra. Go check them out, and I'm not going to take up any of your time. Love ya. Bye. First thing you'll notice right off the bat here, yeah, I got the Tachikawa Type C 2mm and 1mm nib. And I was reading reviews where people complained that these were scratchy, hard to use, yada, yada, yada. I didn't have a problem with them. And it's pretty obvious I'm no great shakes at probably anything, but these performed remarkably well. I kind of loved them. I'm looking forward to using them a lot more. And I'll try not to babble so much this time, that way you can listen to Leonora and her stunning debut on the modular synthesizer. The one thing I do wish is when people put up like drawings that their children do, you know, the ones I've been referencing to do the UFOs in each one of this series, that they would actually give the child's name when they did it, because I would totally credit them, because they've been a remarkable source of inspiration. And I'm gonna be kind of sad to see this format end. I'll have to bring it back. I like doing Chico and Al Gould just sitting there looking up at the night sky. Yeah, the arrival of Baby. I've been so stoked to actually bring her in. It's gonna be a lot of fun drawing a red panda, I think. Of course, I have to tell you it's a red panda because otherwise it just looks like a raccoon. But since raccoons are trash pandas, I guess there's a family resemblance anyways. I'm not sure if there is a riding lawnmower that actually looks like that. I kind of base it off my memories of my grandmother's farm. They had two old Ford tractors from the 40s, which small farmers, they're going to have old equipment because they just can't afford new stuff. And also, you can repair the crap out of that stuff. It's not like John Deere who's, going to put a DCMA on you for trying to repair your own tractor. And I like doing the tractor beam on this because it gave me a chance to experiment with masking and not having a hard outline on it to see how that interacts. I should probably buy stock in masking fluid companies at this point with the amount I'm using. And my favorite part of the process. And since this will probably be the last time that I do this setup with them looking in the night sky, I wanted to really hit it hard with those Schmincke granulate colors, see what they would respond. Once again, chasing around the boards with the residue gum eraser there. I had to show Kathleen how I've been using Al Ghul almost as a magic 8-ball. Anytime I wanted to get up a new pose, I just pick him up and shake him so his ears and his wings come down in a different position. He's probably going to poop in my mouth in order to get revenge on me for that one. Oh, if you don't listen to it, the podcast Ologies had a great interview with, I think his name is Merlin Tuttle. I'll put a link to that down below. And he talked about a study that they'd done in Tel Aviv where they analyzed bat chirrups in the cave and found out that the bats pretty much spent all night talking shit and arguing with one another. So Al Ghul would totally poop in my mouth. And it looks like we're coming up on the end here. So all of you have a great Halloween. I mean, it's the best holiday of the year. Love y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.